So, this is my stepsister. Yeah, I know. Creepy. Anyways, that afternoon, my stepsister crossed the line I never imagined we'd approach, and it became the most thrilling, unforgettable moment of my life. Even now, every detail is etched into my memory as if it happened yesterday. It was a lazy Saturday. Sunlight streamed through the half-closed blinds, casting a warm glow across the kitchen. I sat at the table, scrolling mindlessly on my phone, the hum of the refrigerator the only sound in the quiet house. Mom and her new husband, Michael, were out visiting friends, leaving me alone with my stepsister, Claire. Claire and I had never been close. Despite living together for 2 years, we kept our distance not out of dislike, but simply because we were different. She was outgoing, always surrounded by friends, while I preferred solitude, but lately something had shifted. There was a tension between us, an unspoken energy that lingered whenever we were in the same room. I looked up as Claire walked in, her dark hair damp from a shower, wearing a loose tank top and sweatpants. She moved with her usual confidence, but today, there was something softer in her expression. "Hey," she said, grabbing a glass from the cabinet. Her voice was casual, but it carried a weight that made me pause. "Hey," I replied, setting my phone down. "What's up?" She shrugged, filling her glass with water. "Just needed a break from my room. It's too quiet in there." I nodded, watching as she leaned against the counter. There was something about the way she stood there so effortlessly at ease that made my chest tighten. I quickly looked away, hoping she hadn't noticed me staring. "Where's Mom and Michael?" she asked. "Still out. They said they'd be back late." Claire smiled slightly. "So just us then?" "Yeah," I said, my voice quieter than I meant it to be. "Just us." For a moment, neither of us spoke. The silence between us was thick, charged with something I couldn't name. Claire set her glass down and walked over, sitting across from me. Her eyes met mine, and a jolt of electricity shot through me. "You've been acting weird lately," she said, her tone light but probing. I frowned. "What do you mean? You're quieter than usual? You avoid me sometimes?" "I'm not avoiding you," I said quickly, too quickly. She raised an eyebrow, smirking. "Really? Because it sure feels like you are." The truth was, she wasn't wrong. I had been keeping my distance. Maybe it was the way my heart raced whenever she was near, or how her presence filled the room. Whatever it was, it scared me, and avoiding her had been the easiest solution. "I've just been busy," I muttered, knowing it was a weak excuse. Claire laughed softly. "You're terrible at lying." Heat rushed to my cheeks. "I'm not lying." "Sure," she teased, but her gaze was serious. I looked away, focusing on the table. The air between us was heavy, and I could feel her watching me. "You don't have to be nervous around me," she said after a moment, her voice gentle. "I'm not nervous," I lied, though my trembling hands betrayed me. She stood, grabbing a soda from the fridge. "Want one?" "Sure," I said, grateful for the distraction. She tossed me the can, and I caught it clumsily, the cold metal sending a shiver through my fingers. Claire took a sip, studying me. "So," she said, setting her drink down, "what's really going on?" There was a look in her eyes like she knew something I didn't. I hesitated. The truth was, I didn't know what was happening. All I knew was that things between us felt different, and it terrified me. "I don't know," I admitted quietly. Claire's playful demeanor softened. "Hey," she said gently. "It's okay. You don't have to talk about it if you don't want to." I nodded, but the tension between us hadn't faded. If anything, it had grown stronger. We turned our attention to dinner, working side by side in the kitchen. The mundane task of chopping vegetables gave me something to focus on, but every glance, every accidental brush of our hands sent my pulse racing. At one point, I slipped on a stray piece of carrot, and Claire's hand shot out to steady me. Her grip was firm, her touch lingering just a second too long before she let go. "Careful," she murmured. My breath hitched. Thanks. We kept cooking, but the air between us was charged. Then, out of nowhere, Claire stepped closer, her gaze intense. You feel it too, don't you? She whispered. I swallowed hard. I don't know what you mean. Yes, you do, she insisted. Before I could respond, she leaned in, and then her lips were on mine. The kiss was soft at first, tentative. My mind screamed at me to pull away, but my body refused. Instead, I kissed her back, my hands gripping the counter for support as the world spun around me. When we finally broke apart, both of us were breathless. This is crazy, I whispered. Claire smiled, her thumb brushing my cheek. Yeah, she agreed, but it doesn't feel wrong. And she was right. It should have felt wrong, but it didn't. From that moment on, everything changed. What started as a single kiss became something more, something secret, something thrilling. I don't know if it's okay, but right now, I don't care. What would you do in my place?